fucking sprinkler talk to you? It's so hardcore, they're like, can we go and flip that car together?
Every time a song came on that he really enjoyed, he would go, oh, yes!
Takes to be the best.
Yeah, I'm just saying it.
Make sure that you tell everybody that Gilford Belmont football got a big win today, and
Down the road from me, so we were hanging out. I don't think it was summer. It might have been, but I think it actually could have been during like Thanksgiving break or something. He was here. He spent most of the breaks here that he had for school. So we went. I was at his house. We were hanging out, and I was looking out his window, and his window faces a main road, right?
Yeah.
So I see this guy walking down the street.
Sorry, wait. Snapback Podcast. Well, sorry, welcome back to the Snapback Podcast with Big Q and Envy. Sorry.
I see this guy walking down the street, right?
Yep.
He's literally beating himself up, like punched himself on the face. He's doing all this talk and whatever. And I was like, yo, Caleb, let's go outside and just see if we can hear this. Like, see what he's saying.
That's why old people sit on porches, dude.
I didn't catch really what he was saying. And so we started, now, he was on the other side of the sidewalk. So we were walking on the side of the sidewalk that Caleb lives close to. He's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's across the street. And I hear this, and I don't hear the guy, but I'm trying to hear what he says. I'm like, Caleb, come on, let's go. We're just going to follow him. We're going to walk. I actually have a video on my phone of this happening. So
anyways, you started to follow this
we
gentleman.
started to follow this gentleman.
Please explain what he sort of looked like, if you remember in any way, shape, or form.
He was, I think he was not fully bald, just had a little bit of hair still.
I was picturing that.
Yeah, probably about 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, short, okay.
A little chunky.
Okay.
Not like...
A little in the middle, all right.
Yeah, he's
Pudgy.
Sure, a couple 100 pounds, maybe.
All right.
No more than that. And so I'm like, Caleb, come on, we're gonna follow this guy. We're gonna see what's going on. He's like, okay, whatever. I'm down, because I'm like, I just got my car a couple months before, so I drove.
It's a weird thing to say. Like, let's follow this guy, and you both are like, yeah. That's what we'll do.
So this guy, I forget what I said to him. I have the video. I have to go back and look. But
So
this is the video.
All right, so you have the video.
I
all
do.
Right? We're seeing the video.
Okay, this is November 22nd of 2015.
You remember the date. You are a creeper,
No,
dude.
it says it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know when I took pictures and it was
memorized.
recorded,
Jesus
whatever
Christ.
it was. No, November 22nd of 2015. So here's the video, right?
And
I'm gonna
you
now
send
listen.
it to me.
I will. I'm going to show you this video, and I'm going to try to walk everybody through it at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the guy.
Hey, wait. Pause it. All right. Start it over. And 1, 2, start.
Okay, so there's sound.
It is now, though.
So I'm yelling at the guy. He's across the street.
Okay.
So he looks back at me. He looks at me. He says like, "Shut up" or something. Then I start waving. Watch.
That's funny.
That's not funny.
Nope.
Christmas!
And I said, "Watch this."
Watch this. Happy Thanksgiving!
And I said, "Do you want to go jump in my car?" To Caleb.
Want to go jump in my car? Come on.
So now we did, right?
Okay.
I think, so Caleb was the one that recorded this. So he recorded the other half on his phone because I was driving, so I didn't have time to. But we followed the guy down the road. He was by the post office.
Can you text Caleb right now and call him and say he's live on the podcast, and we'll get some audio from him? I'll use this microphone close, and let's see if we can get the other half of this video. This is a mystery to me.
Yeah, but I don't know if he had. It was
That's
on
right.
his phone from like 4 years ago.
So we're gonna have to ask him. He's got an iPhone, so all that shit gets airdropped to the next phone.
From like his iPhone like 4S. Or
Oh my God! Bear with us. We're trying to get exclusive footage.
We're trying to get audio from 1970.
exclusive. This is a Snapback exclusive. Please listen. This is a Snapback exclusive.
Right, so am I calling him about what? What am I calling him about?
We're calling him about the footage, so we're going to bring it up. Hey, we're live on the... You just call in, I'll talk too. And then you'll kind of get the gist of where to put speaker. Yep. Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, Caleb, what's up, man?
Hi.
Hey, so I have to let you know, one, because I'm a friend and a fellow co-worker, and two, this is Nick, obviously, and three, I have to let you know legally that you're on the podcast I'm recording right now. Welcome to the Snapback Podcast, Caleb. We have a breaking news story that he's bringing up to the Funny Story podcast. Are you aware of anything that you guys were talking about, the talking points earlier?
Maybe.
So Caleb. We're currently talking about the Sir guy, our first guy that we really ever heckled, and ever since we hadn't stopped.
I thought you guys were going to say the first guy you guys followed. Fuck.
Oh, we heckled him.
That was a long time ago.
So, Caleb, I heard from
I showed him the video, Caleb, that I had on my phone, by the way.
and he said that
I did.
He said this is a Snapback exclusive. We're getting breaking footage right now in the Snapback Podcast with Big Q and Envy with special guest Caleb Gugner. So I suggest you let that one marinate. So we heard that there is possibly, and we're talking possibly, the potential, the idea, hypothesis that you may actually have the second part to this video, possibly.
That is highly unlikely.
See, that's what I said, Caleb. I told him, Caleb, I said, bro, that second part, that part 2 footage was like from your iPhone 4, like 4S or iPhone 5.
I can tell you that I may have the phone
Holy
still.
shit.
However,
That doesn't really,
I can't promise that I ever kept the video. It was really short. It wasn't as funny as the
It
first video,
was really
was it?
short because it was just me. It was just me driving by. I told Caleb, whip out your phone. I told Caleb, I kind of left off with a story of that we got in my car because I was like, oh, I want to go jump in my car, So we got
That's where the funniest part ends. I mean, the rest of it was really unimportant to the story.
It was more just like
that's probably why I didn't keep it. If I didn't keep it,
like it was more just the fact of this guy.
Random encounter.
Yeah, this guy happened to be beating himself up on the side of the street, and I was like, yo, Caleb, let's go outside and let's see what we can do.
And let's bother this man. Let's bother this
And I
man in
remember
the middle of a fucking crisis.
Yeah.
you have to keep in mind that we were 15, 16.
Oh, okay,
Caleb, this
that-
was 2015.
that
this
explains a
happened,
lot.
so.
So, yeah, 15, 16 years old.
And of course, we're so sorry to bother you, but I did want to do it live on the podcast. Not really live because we're not live, but I'm recording. Congratulations on winning the game. What was it, 72-7 or something?
Yeah, Caleb, that was a good W you got today.
It was 42-7. Big win. We really needed it.
Congratulations with your awesome coaching ability. You were there.
You were there.
I was, in fact, there. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Caleb, do you want to just kind of tell Nick about what you called me about this morning, that funny moment you had?
Oh, are we getting a shop exclusive?
This is this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a semi-decent, funny story.
It's I thought it was pretty funny. That's just me. That's why Caleb calls me when this shit happens.
It gave me some entertainment this morning. So I was at Pembroke Academy pretty early before the rest of the team arrived, and there was a track that surrounded the field. And there was a guy who probably lives around there who was walking the track, and he was wearing these massive NASCAR-style headphones, and he was listening to music.
So you're saying like a local?
Yeah, probably. He was listening to music, and I only knew this because every time a song came on that he really enjoyed, he would go, "Oh yes!"
That's so funny.
Seems like such a Brad thing.
And he was like singing along to certain songs. He was whistling, and then there was one particular moment just before I called Quincy where the guy goes, "Oh yeah, give me 3 steps," which is that Leonard Skinner song.
Give me 3 steps, mister.
And so he's like singing certain lines, he's whistling, and then he comes by me on our side of the field, and he lifts off his left side of his headphones, and he goes, "The game get moved up?" And I said, "Yes, it did. It's 11 a.m. He goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
Why is this such a big concern for this man?
And he says, "You guys trying to beat the rain?"
You fucking dork! God damn it!
I said, "Well, that's the idea, but we're not sure if it's even going to rain anymore." He goes, "Oh, all right." And he put his headphone back on, kept walking along.
I fucking hate small talk so much. If he was like, hey, if he walked up trying to be the right man, go fuck yourself, and then I'd push him really hard and just walk away mad.
And, that's the thing. Like, it was like, I'm wearing all the Guilford Belmont gear. I'm in, blue and yellow. So
You're in pads for no reason.
So it's
Just a
it's
helmet.
Obvious. It's obvious why I'm there. I'm on our sideline, and in some way, shape, or form, he knew that there was a game going on. So maybe he had a kid on. I don't know. It doesn't matter how he knew, but he knew, and he was like, "Oh man, game got moved up." It was such a strange interaction.
That's the weirdest small talk I've actually heard in a long time.
Like the guy was clearly, the guy was gone, right, Caleb? By the time the game started.
You have to understand, he was walking the track, so he didn't stop to talk to me. He just slowed down.
Oh my
He
God.
lifted his headphones up, and he was talking. So by the time he got past me, he's like kind of looking back at me. It was very, very weird.
That's
Did
funny.
he do
Couldn't
the
even
thing?
stop.
Did he? All right, this is very important to me. Did he turn his body or only move his head when he walked by you?
It was like his head and his upper body kind of turned, while his
So
legs kept going in the direction.
he fucking sprinkler talked to you.
His upper half was a full 180.
That is a very good way to describe that.
That's a very good way to get fucking punched in the eye. You're just like, hey, trying to beat the rain? Give me 3 steps.
And so I'm telling Quincy this while he's on the phone with me, and I wait for the guy to walk by, and the guy doesn't say anything to me. He's not making any noise, but he starts whistling, and I had to go. The team was showing up soon, so I let Quincy go, and I look up, and the guy was long gone.
What?
Like he must have done like another lap and a half, and then just disappeared. I stopped hearing him. That's how I knew he wasn't there. I didn't even really see me.
That's some that is some like Jason Bourne shit where like a bus goes by and he's just gone. Do you think he was like, oh, you're gonna miss the rain? We moved it up. I gotta go reset the timer to this fucking bomb I have.
I mean, he wasn't like I don't know. I hesitate to say that he was a weird guy. It was just a very, very strange interaction.
This is very important to me. What did he look like and what is he dressing? Sunglasses, ball cap.
So no, it's actually funnier that
God damn it.
he was in. I don't know why I remember this so vividly. Like, if you had asked me any other person, I'd be like, I don't know. But for some reason, it's so specific. He had like a black hat on, and then his headphones over top of that. He was wearing like. When you think, Quincy, help me out on this. When you think like baseball player wearing sunglasses, like you think of those like.
Oh, the ones that edge weird at the bottoms without the bottom frame.
They don't
Okay.
have a bottom frame.
Yes.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's wearing black baseball sunglasses. He's got like a Patriots like zip up coat, but it's from the Sports Illustrated company that has like the SI logo on the side of it.
Fuck, do you even know that?
I just happened to notice
It was
it.
in this one magazine from July 1998. It was pretty cool.
My dad owns the same coat. That's why I noticed it.
Are you sure you just didn't talk to your dad and not recognize him?
This dude had a gray, like Dr. Phil style mustache.
Dude, this guy's principled up incognito like he's gonna meet up with some kid on the track. Ugh.
Oh man, and I couldn't help but laugh really hard from the other side of the track and hear, oh yeah, give me 3 steps. And then, like,
Is it a motivational power walk book on tape?
there's a line in the song. Oh man, I can't even remember exactly what the line was, but it was like it's like a very, very specific line to sing, and that be the only line that you say.
Oh, so it's like one of the come here right here to sleep with the girl next door. It's the Jamaican part that everyone goes. They don't know the lyrics, but then they say, "Wasn't me." Okay.
Yeah, there was.
Are you taking a shit right now?
No, I'm trying to think of the. Oh yeah, okay. It's literally the third line of the song, and it says it's like talking about a girl named Linda Lou,
Oh, I actually know this reference. Yeah,
and that's the only line that he sang out loud. It was so
Ugh.
strange,
that is
and
weird.
just to like, yeah, and then he's like whistling the rest of it. And he's way out of tune. It was very.
He's way out of tune. So his headphones are so loud you can hear the song and you're like, you're off key.
But it's like it got funnier because when you understand the kind of headphones he was wearing, it's not like he was wearing some Beats or like AirPods or anything. He had, you could like landscaper.
Oh, you're talking like muffs.
Like noise canceling headphones, like the ones you get at like a NASCAR race to like listen to the radio that they have there. Like it's thick noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, it's like the work tunes.
Do you know the original Xbox game Jet Set Radio Future?
I can't say that I do.
Never mind. They all wore big giant headphones and looked like retards.
But it's the same idea. I mean,
He looked like a retard?
I won't say that, but this guy was like in his 60s, so I guess maybe, like he's not with the times with new technology. But even still, just like, it was, just too entertaining. It was very good.
All right. I mean, other than that, I mean, do you have any questions? Any sort of like question of the day? Do you have anything to add? We kind of called you last minute.
Shit, no, I mean, I can't think of anything, but if you guys just want to throw in a plug to the Guilford Belmont football team.
I was just about to do that.
Oh,
Caleb.
you say whatever you want to say. You know the schedule. Sorry, Quincy, I keep cutting you off.
That's okay.
All right. You can state the game, the time, the team, everything. Just mention everything you want. Free plug for whatever you want. This is Caleb Gagne. What's gonna be your radio name?
Lil C.
Little C still?
No, Lil C.
Lil C.
Lil C, not Little C. Lil C. Lilc.
All right.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back to the Snapback Podcast with the exclusive story with Big Q and Lil C, a.k.a. Caleb, a.k.a. Lil C. We're going to do a free plug for him for the fun story time. Please listen to Lil C. All right, whatever you want to plug, I'll edit all the spaces and quiet parts out and everything like that, but say whatever you want, sir.
Okay, I gotta think about
Any dating profiles, too, throw those out there.
No, I was thinking, Quincy, I would just want you, when you have a chance, to throw in your New England Sports Minute or whatever.
Yeah, I was
just
gonna.
make sure.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you tell everybody that Guilford Belmont football got a big win today, and
Caleb, it's very important to me that I told you we're recording. You're next to the microphone. I have two microphones on you right now.
Caleb,
we're using your audio.
Guilford Belmont, though, let's just do the sportsman thing now, because I didn't have anything else prepared, but I was kind of going to point this out after you were done talking, Caleb, before we got off the phone. Guilford Belmont did get a big win today. Final score 42-7, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, 42-7 over the Pembroke. What is Pembroke's mascot?
The Pembroke Academy Spartans.
Oh, a lot of teams are Spartans now, man. That's so the Spartans,
Yeah.
the
See, the thing is, I
Bobcats, the
can't-
Eagles. They're all huge.
I can't congratulate my own team for winning. I was part of it. I need
Yeah,
everybody else.
absolutely
But here's the
something
thing,
too. But that's good.
Make sure if you're in the area, Friday night, this upcoming Friday night, I think 7 p.m. kickoff. We have our homecoming game, Guilford Belmont versus Laconia.
My former school.
So come show out.
Big Q will be in attendance for the game.
That's right. Root for the Golden Eagles, though, not
So
Laconia.
yeah,
We don't
see,
like-
bro, I'm kind of gonna be torn. If I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people there, but I'm just excited to go. I think it's gonna be a great game between both teams. It's gonna be fun, that's for sure. And also, just so everybody knows, to my knowledge, I believe DPPG is covering the game.
Yes, they will be.
So yeah, 7 p.m. next Friday.
It's a big night, homecoming for Guilford.
Huge night.
Under the lights, our rental lights,
Your
hopefully.
only light game that you have. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hopefully the lights come in on time. Because
Can you imagine if they don't?
we still don't know a delivery date for them yet. But
Speaking of lights, I'm sorry, Caleb. Can I say one more thing about lights because I just remembered this, and I'm not sure if you were watching the. So Caleb, you coach for Interlakes. For those who don't know,
Interlakes in Interlakes, New Hampshire.
Interlakes in Meredith, New Hampshire, and he used to coach for them. And so last night they had their homecoming game on their turf field. That's what, 2 or 3 years old now.
It is in its second year of existence.
Second year, so good, so nice field, very nice field. Well, they also had rented lights for their field, and during one point in the game last night, one of the set of lights actually went out, and the game continued. I was watching it, and I was like, "That's weird. That light's flickering," and you slowly just see the lights go away.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's not a strange thing to happen. I mean, I've coached multiple night games in the last couple of years, and at these places that don't have permanent lights, they have to rent these big generator.
Yeah, they do, right? And that's a lot because they run what 10 sets total, 5 on each side of the
something
field.
like that.
Yeah.
It depends on the place, but you're talking like those like construction style rental lights, and they run off of probably like diesel fuel, and anything could go wrong with them. And when you lose even one of them, then you're pretty low on light, and it's the worst thing. But we're lucky to even have them, so that's
right. Now, granted, it didn't affect the game really. The game was already in the third quarter. Interlakes, though, unlike Guilford Belmont today, got their shit rocked last night, so to speak. Interlakes took a L to the Campbell Cougars, right, Caleb? That's their mascot, the Cougars?
Yeah, the defending state champion.
D3 state champion Campbell Cougars came to Interlakes and absolutely, that's good, absolutely killed Interlakes Moultonborough. Final score, 36-0.
That's another thing. I can't.
36-0.
I can't say enough good things about those two programs. I think Interlakes has a bright future.
Oh, for sure they do. I mean,
really good coaching staff, a lot of young kids that are going to become really good football players. And Campbell, the defending champs, it's pretty impressive what they've been able to do the last couple of years. They have, I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Hirschberger. His father works for WMUR. He is a wicked talented running back. I mean, he puts up like 200 yards a game. It's two very good programs, and I don't want you to think that 36-0 is like a tell that Interlakes is.
Oh yeah, no, because I saw how Interlakes has been playing the last 2 weeks, and there's definitely a lot of talent on that team. So without a doubt, I just thought it was crazy how they couldn't even score, and they actually got close multiple times too, and penalties cost them. So I think honestly, Caleb, if they didn't have some of these penalties that I was watching in that game, they probably still would have lost, but I think it would have been closer.
The margin would have been smaller.
The margin, right? They would have lost by 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was one of those games. Like it was like, hey, you can get 24 points this entire game, and only lose by a dozen.
The last couple of years with Campbell, it was always a close game. So 36-0 was actually honestly surprising.
And you know what? That's only week 4. Like there's more football to play.
Yeah, there's a long season. There's more football to be played. It's the same thing, over here with us in Guilford. We're 2-2. It's a long season. We've got 6 more games, 5 more games. You just gotta take it one game at a time. But I think we could be a playoff team. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. But
has it been a good season so far? I mean, regardless with training, do you have any interesting stories of when you were at practice like the other day? Do you want to bring up how interesting the beginning of your season has been?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, like...
Car accident, you dumbass.
Yeah, well...
that's listen, we can save a lot. We have him
on the phone. We were going to have him for 5 more minutes, and he's going to go back to picking out hats online. So we have to get our questions in now.
I think the biggest thing is, like, it's just been a unique season in general for me, being on a new team and working with new kids. But
this is your first year as a coach on this team.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that. I swear, I literally thought you've already been here for like a year or two. Sorry, I had no clue.
I spent 2 years with Interlakes and Meredith, and then I just recently started in Guilford. This is my first season there, so learning a whole new team, a whole new system of just existence really has been unique. And then we're 4 games in, and we've won 2 of them, lost 2 of them. Hard to complain, because it's sort of a rebuilding year. We lost a lot of good seniors from graduation last year.
That's
so,
correct. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, they're always rotated. Yeah, I completely didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so we've done a good job to fight to get this far. A really good group of coaches I'm lucky to work with. And there's not another group of guys that I'd rather go to battle with every week than these kids and those coaches. And yeah, I mean, you know, some crazy stuff every day, that's for sure, whether it's car accidents next to your practice field or
That flip over, and your football team is so hardcore, they're like, can we go and flip that car together?
I have never seen more 15, 16, 17-year-olds in my life immediately think of somebody else's life.
And working, and no matter what the situation was, what they did was they approached the situation as a team. The beginning of the season, and they already have that mentality. That's a good outlook for the rest of the season if they're already united because of a common cause.
Yeah, and I think it's more than just football. It's everything. I mean, these guys are brothers. They see each other every day. A lot of them are, you know, friends, not just in football, but outside of that. You know, they see each other at school. They hang out at each other's houses. It's a big brotherhood. It's a big family. And, you know, you've got a lot of good heads on their shoulders, so to speak, when they see something like that and they immediately stop thinking about their job and their life and their football and go to try to help somebody else. And, you know, of course, safety and liability and things, it wasn't that easy to just allow them to go running towards a car accident. So obviously we couldn't really do much, but it was good to see that they came together as just a group of human beings and were like,
And put someone else's needs before their own, unanimously together.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, football is just a game. It's something that we love to do, but it's never more important than somebody's life. And you know, hopefully we don't have to see that again. You know, something that crazy, but it's like you said, it's a good way to know what we have, you know, as a team, as a group of individuals.
Exactly, not as a team, as a group of individuals coming together, and you know their mentality and their character now. And because they're new to you this season, like you said, now you're getting a better understanding of what these people's personalities are like.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have almost 50 kids, you've got 50 different personalities and 50 different ways to have to coach. I mean, to be, you know, a mentor. I mean, these are kids. It's easy to forget that. But
Yeah, what's the age range again?
It's just freshmen through seniors in high school. That's all we have. And you know, it's sometimes you get caught up in it, and this is a sport and this is a game and we have to get wins and it's all very important. But then it's like, man, these are just kids, and a lot of them aren't going to play football after high school. A lot of them look up to you as coaches, as adults. So, you know, that's what makes it special, really. I think it's not just about the fact that we got a big win today. It's about the fact that we did it together. We did it as a team and as a big family. We just keep rolling on. I mean,
the show goes on, as what they say.
That's what it is. That's all we can do.
Do you think being your age, does it make it more realistic of understanding what they're going through, considering the age range of the other coaches to you? Do you relate to them better?
I think that maybe it's easier for me to understand that, having been a high school football player and having just, you know, been a high schooler within the last 10 years of my life. Whereas some of these other coaches are in their 30s and 40s and they went to high school at a different time. You know, we went to school in the time of social media and the whole world at our fingertips. And so these kids go through a lot, and we have a lot of them that deal with different things, not just football, every day. And I think it makes my job easier because I feel like I can relate to them more. And even then, sometimes I still feel old with some of the things they say and some of the things they do. But I do think so. Yeah, I think that I can be a better coach and I can just be a better mentor to them. I know I hesitate to use the word friend because, they are.
There is a barrier.
There is, but it feels like a family relationship.
It's a
Like
gray
As
line.
as it should, though.
As it should. And it's a very gray line with your relationship, I think, is actually beneficial for the simple fact that you can relate to the older generation and the younger generation. You're in the middle ground, which is giving you a unique position of basically pretending you're going to a different country. You are the translator between generations and knowing how other sides will understand it. And that gives you a better idea of communication towards your group,
Yeah,
something they can understand.
I can agree, and I also think it goes further than me. I mean, you think about the kids and how they might think that they could come to me for things that maybe they couldn't go to other coaches for.
What
And
if they
that's
have
not to say-
what if they have a father issue, lack of communication, and they think authority figures are hard and stiff and they don't feel like they can relate or talk to them or like give them actual information without them feeling like they're talking to an adult. They talk
Right.
through a person they can relate to.
For sure. And I think, I think all of the coaches on the staff would do just fine with any situation, but some of those kids that are 15, 16 years old may not look at it that way. They might think our head coach is a great guy, but they're afraid to talk to him about certain things. And I wouldn't want them to feel that way, but I can understand having been in a position like that.
And that's where you could certainly, step in
And so I feel
talk
like,
to you.
I feel like that's where I can fill a void for them as a coach on this team, a part of this team, where, hey, Coach Caleb's only 24. He graduated high school not that long ago. He might understand. And I tell all the kids all the time that, I see at practice that may not be having a great day. I tell them, I'm not going to make you talk to me, but you need to know that you can. And I hope they feel that way with the whole coaching staff, but for me, that's a very important part.
Coming forward and giving them the option. That's what more younger generation needs. They don't need demands. I know it works, but with our climate, exactly. To our climate, the way the world is going now, giving people their own idea of making their own decision with an option, knowing there's only two options, you can react to both, but you're giving them the idea that it is under their own guidelines, which puts them in a comfortable position, willing to communicate, because you're giving them the initiative to start that conversation, and knowing if you don't do it, you'll be fine regardless either way. And you're giving them a good out on both sides of the conversation, negative or positive.
Right. And that's, like I said, it's important to me. And I care about these kids just as human beings. Like, I circle back to what I said before. Like, it's easy to forget that they're not just brains inside a helmet with shoulder pads on and a number on their shirt. Like, sometimes when you're, when it's a Friday or a Saturday and it's like, man, we got to win this game, that's when that matters. But you get to Monday's practice or Tuesday's practice, they're human beings too, and we see each other every day. We all care about each other, and you have to remember that they are just kids.
Everybody has to buy in. You know what I mean? Whether that be on the field or off the field. Yeah.
There's that too, but these also aren't college kids that are fighting for a possibility to play in the pro level.
Or fully developed physically and mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, and further that, they're not pro NFL players who get paid. This isn't their job. This is their hobby. They're doing it because they love it.
Yeah,
and
their passion.
They make a lot of sacrifices. All the kids, all 40 whatever of them, make certain sacrifices to be with us every day. Just the same way the coaches do. They have to make certain sacrifices, and it means a lot to all of us.
Yeah, you have to leave work early. You think you really want to do that? You're a very work-driven person. You don't want to just leave work to go do coaching. No, it's a sacrifice.
But no, it seriously is.
I think it goes further than that, though. When you're a high school athlete, you have to sacrifice being at home, sometimes doing homework, which is I would never say to never do your homework to these kids, but sometimes you have to sacrifice like certain friendships. You can't always hang out with people because you're busy at practices. You can't, and in high schoolers love to be in the dating world. Sometimes you have to sacrifice that. And I mean, even
Your time's restricted in certain parts of the year.
coaches, like we always joke about it. The last team I was with and this team now, right before the season starts, we always take a week before practices because we have to, as the other coaches say goodbye to our wives.
Oh, that's funny.
Because you really do, once August rolls around, spend more time with each other than you do your families. I mean, like I don't hang out with people much because we're so busy.
At least you don't have any,
But that's what it takes to be the best.
Yeah, I'm just saying. At least like for you, it's kind of good. You don't have,
He's single, everybody.
Yeah, you don't have
Single coach, succeeding, thriving through life.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anybody else really. So that's kind of that's.
But that doesn't really mean so much. It's more like you make sacrifices with your time. I mean, there's certain things that I would love to be doing, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah,
and
I feel you.
And that's okay because I would much rather be doing it. And Quincy, I mean, coaching basketball, like you understand that come the season and you go to practices, you go to games, you have to make certain sacrifices.
And we play twice a week.
And yeah, and you guys
like we are. Yeah.
Almost double the schedule that we do.
Yeah, we do an 18-game season, and then if you make the playoffs, obviously you're playing until you're out.
And of course, you're playing at a difficult time of the year through the winter. I mean, you have to make a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, from November to November to March, is prime time.
And it's not even the fact of it being not just a sacrifice, but it's not just a hobby or a passion. It's an investment for most of these kids. And for you as coaches, it's an investment on all parts. So you're putting in time and energy and mental capacity for the simple fact of a payoff. And the payoff is for yourself, it's for others, it's for the players, it's for everyone. You're supporting an entire town by what you do.
One of these days, we're gonna do a whole coaching podcast.
That's fine.
Specifically,
I would love that.
You can ask us questions about
have Caleb call the other coaches live.
Yeah, we can do it.
It's a very physical investment.
It's demanding.
It's also very mentally demanding. Like you have
Caleb's still wearing the helmet for no reason.
You have to put certain things aside mentally too to focus on you. Like if you have a bad day at work or at school for one of these students, you still got to go to practice and lock in. And if you had something going on in any way on a game day,
back burner.
You gotta go.
Right,
you gotta go to game.
And honestly,
you gotta lock in.
And honestly, that's a good way to look at it, because sometimes that's. If you're doing something that you enjoy, it's therapeutic, right? It doesn't matter what happened that day or during that week. You know what I mean? Like now you're in a different mode. You're in your, let's call it you're in your happy place, right?
Yeah.
And if your happy place is, whether it be you're playing, you're coaching, you're doing whatever, you're not in that zone of everything else. Whatever else happened doesn't matter. You know what I mean? In that moment, it does not matter.
Yeah, that's it. And then, you win, you lose. You got to move on. You got to lock into the next week, and it just
keeps going. It's a cycle.
It does. It keeps rolling, and that's one of the things you have to learn to just work with as a coach. It's like we've already finished week 4 out of 9. Like assuming we make the playoffs, we get even more. We could be going until Thanksgiving. That's
July. That's snow games.
That's July until almost Thanksgiving to be boom, boom, boom every day, thinking, breathing, eating, sleeping football. And it takes a lot out of you, but if it wasn't worth it, we wouldn't do it. That's the biggest thing.
Caleb Gagne, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for the stories, the talking, little C.
And we're gonna actually have to have you. We'll have you on, and we'll
as an official full guest.
Yeah, we will, and we'll do this whole thing that can ask us questions about each one of our, sports related stuff, and we can.
As you both know, I could talk about this for hours.
And that's fine. That's fine. That's all we want.
We can split this in parts, bro.
We're
gonna have to.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna make the sports thing its own piece on the podcast. I'm gonna upload this first. I like it. It's very unique for me, not being a sports fan, understanding your guys' amount of passion and love for these sports. And it's so interesting because I'm emotionally driven by different things. Like, I brought to you, I watch documentaries on currency, on quantum paleontology, space, time, history, everything, in hours, investments, and watch 8-hour documentaries on camera lenses and cinematography. And you guys have the same passion for something
just
drastically different.
Yep.
But it's so weird from the other side to understand someone else. You would never like that on the other side of the spectrum, but respecting the passion and the amount of energy you put into the subject that you love so much is admirable because you understand in your own way.
Right.
It's very relatable.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of it, is that we all have our own human experiences, but it's all very, very similar when you really bring it down to brass tacks, and that's kind of what we've figured out here.
Now, one more question before you go. Being your age, I'm 30 years old. You're 24, and so Quincy's the same age. So, do you? I'm on the tipping point of where I still look at people that are older than me as big people. Do you understand that? Adults, you look at adults as a big person because you're a kid.
Yeah.
I'm on the spectrum of knowing I'm on the other side now. Is that a weird experience to know you're on the turning point of being an adult, so you can't look at adults as big people?
Well, I think for me, in particular, and maybe Quincy can agree here, is that we as coaches specifically, we are those
big people. I know.
To a very large group of little people, if you will.
It's very interesting.
And so I think to myself, I'm important to these kids in a certain way, but then I have, the big people in my life, like parents or our bosses at work. And it's
it was just pulsing. Sorry, go ahead. Jesus.
And it's I'm kind of I get it. I get what it's like to have to be a leader to a group of people who are younger than you. But yeah, I mean, I guess it does strike me as strange, just because sometimes I feel
do you feel like you're still their generation almost?
I think we're similar in a lot of ways. So yes, but it's you realize that
there's a gap.
There is a gap, and it's all, the youngest kids on this team that I coach are 10 years younger than me, and they're just starting high school, and I'm old enough to have graduated from college, so it's such a big distance, but there's so much that we can relate to each other in. But it is strange to think I am older than them, but sometimes it feels like we're still kids too.
We're all kids no matter what. Just because we grow old, this is another theory I've had. We're all mentally children that are just getting used to the things that we're comfortable and used to. And it's just going through and being unhappy with the similar, constant, same things that always happen. We're always going to be children. We've never changed.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, I can point to you an example from today. On the way to Pembroke Academy today, I passed by a place that was an indoor, it looked like there was a big jungle gym outside. There was a big indoor. Hold on, work with me here.
we're on it.
There was a big indoor place, and it had a sign on it, and it was this. What I could imagine was inside this building was big inflatable castles and a foam pit and just a bunch of cool stuff. And I'm thinking, that would be so cool to rent out that place for a day and just go crazy, or a trampoline park. It just even though we're older, I still feel like that those are the kinds of things we get joy in. So like it really doesn't matter how old we get if we can still find the joy in those small little things like that.
Man, Caleb, what a time! What a call! Sorry for keeping you up so much. Like caught up, tied up.
I can't wait for the whole thing now.
I can't wait for him to be in person. It's going to be great.
Caleb Gagne, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so very much for answering. I figured you would answer anyway, but one more time, yeah.
That's why I didn't
Guilford
call.
Belmont homecoming next Friday night, which would be the 30th, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Or maybe the 29th.
No, the 29th. I'm sorry.
Do you want to shout out your team one more time, full name, and when their next game is going to be?
Yeah, it'll be Friday night, the 29th. Guilford Belmont versus Laconia. Guilford Belmont's homecoming under the lights. Big game. Everybody needs to be there and show out for the Guilford Belmont Golden Eagles.
Yeah, shout out Golden Eagles.
Caleb Gagne, once again, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
That was Caleb Gagne, everybody. Wow, what a good talk, huh?
It was a great talk.
I love that.
It was good.
I love that.
It's weird not swearing every 5 seconds.
But it's kind of nice at the same time to not do that. So,
No,
yeah.
I get it. I get it, Quinn. It's all right. I'm a human being, too.
All right, now we got to get ready to go to the store.
I
so.
need blood. What store?
I
Oh,
have
you gotta go to Walmart. Yeah,
Yeah.
at 7:30. Okay.
But
How do you want to?
this has really been a great podcast. I think from now on, when we're just doing it like this too, we should definitely be having people calling, or we can set people up.
Yeah, I was gonna thank him for calling in. I realized, like, wow, we really called him out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah, I was just like, thank you for your time.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
if
But really,
I didn't suggest for the story to call him, we would have never gotten 30 minutes of that.
That's true. We got like 40 minutes.
We
out
got
of
we
it,
got
no?
magic right there.
Yeah, and you probably have to cut like 5 of that, maybe.
Not even.
Snipples.
I'm just gonna cut off the stuff from before and after and just do the sports minute. I'll do like the sport. Yeah.
But no, this is seriously been fun. I thought that was cool. That was different. Something we've never done before.
Yeah.
And now I think we can start to really take off of that
It's
now.
exhausting making jokes every 5 seconds. Like I'm not like I know you don't. You just mostly react to it and you're like, this is obnoxious.
Or this is funny. One of the two.
Yeah. But it's so fucking draining to be at a 10 for so long. Like, dude, soda shop. I go home with a fucking sore throat
Yeah.
every night. Every night I'd be like, and like not be able to talk the next day, and I'd have to like be super quiet until people showed up, and then I'd start acting crazy again.
Anything else? We just want to plug our Snapback podcast.
Do you want to? Fine. Okay.
Or we could use that.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, do you want to plug your thing? But we'll do that after. We'll do that in the next podcast. The teams and everything, your basketball team.
Oh yeah, we'll get that later on.
Yeah. We'll plug that in the next
The
episode.
season's just around the corner. Of course, fall sports have a little bit more time to go. But sometime, November, very late October, we can really start with that.
Listening to the Snapback podcast. This is Envy,
And I'm Big Q, and special thanks to Caleb Gagne who took our phone call tonight.
aka Little C. Thank you for the stories, thank you for the talk, and thank you for the passion for the sport that you love. Definitely try support your local sports team, support your local shops, keep your town alive with your own sort of support. Any way that could be walking around, picking up trash, saying hello, stopping and talking to a random person that obviously looks safe and isn't going to inject you with some sort of blood or whatever without any fact. Try to support your local shops, your local town, your local teams, and support your local school by showing up to any of their events, especially sports events, because you have to remember the amount of passion and time and effort that goes into these sports and each individual. It's not just a team against a team, it's people against people, and those people are still developing, learning character by what they're being exposed to by giving their passion into the sport they love.
Oh, and I'd like to say one more thing. Just be kind and be good to each other. See ya.